my wife of 25 years. She left me for my brother-in-law, who's married to my sister for 26 years. This happened Thanksgiving a little over a year ago. So I filed for divorce this past February. Now, why it took that long, when you've been married to somebody for that long and something like this happens out of nowhere and you felt like everything was right and perfect and good and nothing happened that wasn't fixable. We had good communication, I thought, and then all of a sudden she's with him. Super, super selfish, unbelievable. But for the longest time, I thought I could talk her back into coming back. I thought I could fix things. So I kept pulling that out there. And then eventually I realized that what she was trying to do was get me to say something, to message, email something, to text something that would, that she could use against me in court. Try to get money, try to get whatever she could. So that was the point when I was like, well, I guess I've got to protect myself and file for divorce. Anyway, it's been dragging on. We've had some court appearances and some other stuff. Some things have happened there that's been out of control. I mean, she brought him to a court appearance. Couldn't believe it. But anyway, the interesting thing about the last court appearance was that she showed up and I could have cared less.
What I see that really disturbs me in society a lot are these guys. And sometimes they look really masculine, right? They're tall, they're built. They give the illusion of this guy in control, and they walk into their own homes and they walk on eggshells 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, out of fear that they're going to upset the queen and that the queen is going to take it out on her subject, meaning him. So they're just doing whatever makes her happy, to the point where they have no authority whatsoever about not anything, even their own day. They're afraid to upset her with this or that. And those households, where the guy walks on eggshells. He says one thing wrong. She darts a look at him, looks like daggers just coming out of her eyes. He quickly shuts up and he just hopes and prays that she will have forgotten it by the time dinner is done.
If you want to become successful in life, young man, he said, number one, you got to change your mindset. He said, you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. Number two, practice OQP, only quality people.
Boom!
You earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. I found that out. I left all my broke friends. I say, y'all gotta go. Because I used to be so broke, I'd pass the bank and trip the alarm.
Damn!
And the third thing he said, develop your communication skills, because once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are.
Now, I bang with these particular success tips right here, but it also made me think the amount of people within this world that prescribe the current situation that they're in to the system holding them down, or the matrix plotting on their downfall, when it's just simply your inability to work on yourself and determine the things that you need to do in order to be better and actually stick to those things over a long period of time. Like what the brother said about OPP, or whatever the acronym was. Listen, if you're working on yourself, over time, you're going to start to separate yourself from the people that are nearest and dear to you if they're not working on themselves as well. And at some junction, in some point, you may have to say, see ya. As a man, you must be consumed with upgrading. Hashtag progress over perfection. If you're not moving forward, then you're moving backwards, because there's no standing still. Because standing still is comfortability, and you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable to push yourself to new heights. Yeah, there's going to be ebbs and there's going to be flows. There's got to be times that you got to take a break. But if you're doing the exact same shit that you're doing 3 years ago, it's time for an upgrade. And I really wish that I could speak life like that into brothers that really truly don't get it, or lives have been taken because they didn't upgrade. I think about Takeoff. What was the brother still doing at dice games with gangsters? It makes absolutely no sense to me. Leave your past behind.
I went through my very first public breakup. Now, most people after a breakup are like, I'm gonna get in better shape. But I was already in Creed shape. So I had to be like, all right, I guess I'll learn a new language. Anyway, estoy en raya. After the breakup, everyone thought I was so heartbroken, because when the news came out, I was at a basketball game, and they caught me looking like this. Look, I was just chilling, but the internet decided that that was me being sad. Luckily for me, if you Google sad Michael Jordan, the first 8,000 results are this.
My question is, do you have any advice as a father of girls yourself on disciplining your daughters?
Yeah, no. Ain't got nothing for you, player. Sorry about that. I got 4 daughters. I've never hit spanked one of them because I, too, didn't want them to equate a man's love with physical abuse, so I've never hit them. They've taken full advantage of it. I'm completely and totally wrapped around my daughter's fingers. I give them everything they ask me for. I've never turned them down. I've bought them everything they've ever wanted. I've traveled. I've bought horses, cars, houses. I have ruined my daughters. All 4 of them girls is spoiled. So, if you come for one of Steve Harvey's daughters, if you're not in the spoil a woman business, keep moving.
What's so hilarious about that clip is that his audience of women screamed in jubilee and applause when he concluded that sentence, as if creating an entitled, spoiled brat is anything worth giving applause for. What's also hilarious is that after writing an entire book instructing women how to deal with men, Steve Harvey now admits that he didn't have what it takes to discipline his daughter to be of marriage material. Spoiling westernized women or putting them up on a pedestal creates unbearable women. Literally, he's detailing him creating an unbearable daughter. For all my G's out there that are really considering vetting a young woman, you always have to look back to her relationship with her father. How she treats him will be your first inclination of how entitled that she actually is. You also need to understand how far down the road of rebellion that she's actually walked. Does she look up to the shitty girls, the Nicki Minaj's, the Cardi B's, and the Megan Thee Stallions? Have a conversation about music and find out what's on her playlist. In fact, go a step further. Begin to understand all of the media, all of the content that she consumes. Does she praise the behavior of a Krishan Rock? Did she applaud when she found out the news that Kevin Samuels had passed away? You'll begin to get inclinations regarding her respect for male authority. And while you're doing all this, my G's, please never let what she looks like, right? How much you are attracted to her visual aesthetics warp your perspective. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I've definitely simped for extremely attractive women before in my life, or I've ignored blatant red flags because of what she looked like. My G's, listen, have your fun, but never compromise your values or your morals because of the juiciness of the cake. The fact is today is that most of these modern westernized women are not marriage material. And while we talk often about the impact of mainstream media today inflicting into the psyches of these women, we cannot underscore the importance of her interactions or her relationships with the most important male in her life, her father. Because even if her father was present, he could have created a monster. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. What you guys think about today's video? Whether or not you agreed or you disagreed, you got some qualms about the things that I said, or you're just like, yo, MTR, keep on doing your thing. Write it down in the comment box down below so we can have a conversation about it, all right? Until next time, YouTube. Peace.
You don't wanna see me get vexed. Bars on your phone, tell them man you can't jet. The big girl, the ones who can't stretch. Breaking the neck when we in the car next. You don't wanna see me get vexed. Bars on your phone, tell them man you can't jet. The big girl, the ones who can't stretch. Breaking the neck when we in the car next. Dead bars, need defibrillation ASAP. Get boxed with a straight gap. I'm reminded of mind state they lack. Every time that they incline, we go way back. All they wanna be is just ruthless. Never seen